Today on Fresno State Focus, improving the status of women in the Central Valley, working for equality and fairness.
With the semester winding down and finals coming up, students might find attending a flow class as a way to relieve stress.
Plus, a local football player takes a break from football to lay down some beats. Fresno State Focus starts now.
Welcome to Fresno State Focus. I'm Jamison Ruppel.
And I'm Deja Wright.
Fresno State's controversial English teacher will keep her job. It's a case of free speech versus unpopular speech.
Fresno State President Joseph Castro says he consulted with the CSU Council and they came to the conclusion that although tenured professor Rhonda Girard's statements were offensive and inappropriate, they did not violate any CSU or university policy. A week ago, after Barbara Bush passed away, Girard tweeted how she was happy about the former First Lady's death, calling her a racist and a witch. A deadly mystery appears to be solved. A man in the Sacramento jail right now believed to be the so-called Golden State Killer, accused of killing 12 and raping 45 up and down the state from 1976 to 1986. During a news conference this afternoon in Sacramento, authorities announced James Joseph Giangelo as the Golden State Killer. They say DNA without a doubt matched him to the crimes.
We knew we could and should solve it using the most innovative DNA technology available at this time. We found the needle in the haystack, and it was right here in Sacramento.
A woman who was raped so many years ago said she felt blessed the monster was finally behind bars.
The horrors and pain of the Armenian genocide are being remembered this week around the world, honoring the families forever changed 103 years ago. Students here on campus are remembering too. Fresno State students and the community gathered at the Armenian Genocide Monument on April 24th, the official Memorial Day. Flowers were placed inside the monument and given to attendees. Photographs were placed along the sidewalk. Armenian students gave speeches.
The chance to learn more. It is important because the Armenian genocide is still not recognized as an official genocide in America, and as students of America here in Fresno State, we hope that with our efforts in showing the community how much we care and support our community in terms of getting the genocide recognized.
If you want to be part of the event next year, visit the Armenian Genocide Organization Facebook page.
With recent reports of pay inequality in the workplace, graduating women worry, will we get paid what we deserve? Women of all ranks in the office are working to ensure the answer is yes, as I recently found out at a Status of Women's Summit.
Certain issues affecting women, for instance, have for too long been ignored.
Grab your pen and paper and listen up, because these women have something to say. The number one question being asked during this summit is what can be done to improve the status of women.
I think that the more that we put this out to women, I think that they will feel more comfortable to come forward and give the information that we're looking to collect and need to improve the health, the income, the different social economics for women.
This was only the first step towards bringing awareness to women's issues in the Valley. Mayor Michael Tubbs says they're starting the conversation right here in Stockton, and men have something to say too.
But we're improving the status of women to improve our cities broadly.
It's our job to make it so it's not just women who are speaking about these issues.
Often the wants and needs of women are not heard or seen. However, public figures and individuals within the community are working diligently to show who truly runs the world. Women like Senator Holly Mitchell, CEO of Children's Home in Stockton Joelle Gomez, and even First Lady of Stockton Anna Tubbs shared what issues are most important to them.
For me, a lot of it is about the safety of women and the reduction of violence against women.
The status of women is always changing, but it's important to remember why we do the things that we do.
To help all of the work already being done by organizations and individuals who work on women's issues, like all of you here today, improving women's lives allows for their hard work to multiply.
While that summit was in Stockton, another is coming back to Fresno. The 31st Annual Central California Women's Conference will be September 25th at the Fresno Convention Center.
It is graduation season. The ceremonies may be a month away, but walk around campus and you see people in cap and gown already. They're taking their grad pictures. Bobby Fallett shows us some of the best locations on campus for that perfect shot.
With a big campus, there are many places where Fresno State graduating students can take their graduation pictures. And there is one big reason as to why a photographer is able to get such great photos.
Taking time. I mean, I know some photographers are time pressed, they'll have multiple photo shoots a day, some don't. But I think taking time with the client and getting to know them is important too, because sometimes when you're meeting someone for the first time, they're a little bit standoffish, they're nervous, they're not sure what photos they want, or maybe they do and they don't know how to ask. And so if you take the time to get to know your client, that helps with kind of capturing the essence of who that person is.
With 2 fountains on campus, many roses and flowers, and a peace garden, Fresno State students have many options of where they want their graduation pictures taken. But it's not just about the picture, it's about what goes into the picture that makes graduation photos great.
There's some spots here on campus which are really good with lighting. This is actually one of them. And so I bring people to the spots that I know that are going to have good lighting, as well as the spots that they want to go to.
So no matter where you are on campus, you can make your grad pictures look great with the right lighting and by getting to know your photographer. Bobby Fallett, Fresno State Focus.
We're told the best time to take those memorable graduation pictures is when the sun starts to set. Speaking of graduation, we have Senior Smith Camp Family Honors student Matt Roby joining us today. He's here to tell us about what he has planned for his senior project and his final steps towards graduation. Thanks for stopping by, Matt.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so tell us a little more about your senior project.
So my project is going to be a 15-minute show that's almost a tribute to the class of 2018. I wanted to represent all of the different students on campus, no matter what college they were a part of, and show that it took a lot of hard work for them to get here, and also offer them some advice as they go out into the world.
So that's going to be something like our show that we put on every week, basically. You were in the class last semester. How has that helped you in this process?
So obviously the technical skills, being able to work the cameras, being able to work all the equipment, knowing what goes into this sort of project was really helpful. But also, like, it's understated the critical thinking skills that you get out of a class like this. Being able to problem solve, being able to talk to people, you know, that sort of thing was incredibly helpful.
And I bet you can't wait to be done with that. What are your plans after graduation?
So it's all a bit up in the air right now. I'm in the process of applying for jobs as a news producer. So I've been talking to news directors around the state. I'm also thinking about going back to school for a master's degree. So, you know, we shall see what happens.
Well, perfect. I wish you the best of luck. Thanks for stopping by today.
Thank you very much.
Matt Roby is graduating with a degree in media communications and journalism with an option in broadcasting. He will be working with our class this Monday to finalize his senior project.
If finals or graduation has you stressed out, there's one place on campus that can help you namaste the stress away. Flow class at the Student Rec Center. From the relaxing highs to the challenging lows, it's all about finding your yoga flow. 4 days a week at the Student Rec Center, instructor Skylar leads students in Flow, a more intense version of traditional yoga. Experienced yogi Amber Carter says these classes boost her confidence.
Honestly, it makes you just break outside of your comfort zone and try your best, because you're not going to get any better if you aren't challenging yourself in the poses. It's okay if you fall.
If you're interested in finding out what Yoga Flow's all about, classes are Monday and Wednesday nights at 8, Saturday mornings at 11:15, and Sunday nights at 6:30. Coming up on Fresno State Focus, a local football player touches down in the recording studio.
We'll show you how teachers are bringing autism awareness into the classroom for better understanding and support.
And I'm Team Fed, and I'll take a look outside at the temperatures and the rest of the weekend at your forecast on Focus.
Whether it's swinging on the playground or crawling to get to the slide first.
Success. At Fresno State, it's no secret. It's discovering new ways to change our world. It's creating opportunities as diverse as our community itself. It's in the distinction of our graduates as they lead us into the future. Success is no secret at Fresno State. It's our mission.
This is our Fresno State. forming relationships and learning experiences that last a lifetime, making friends who are like family, learning from professors who treat us like family, and earning a degree to make a better future for our family. Engaging our alumni generation by generation by generation. This is our Fresno State. Welcome to the family.
Welcome back. As you can see behind me, I took a lovely picture right next to the Henry Madden Library out of Fountain. It looks beautiful, but you don't know, if you haven't noticed, it's hot. It's so hot outside. Like, I've been sweating everywhere. As soon as I step outside, I've just been sweating. It's just crazy how hot it has been lately. As we take a look at the national satellite, you know, you come over here to all this over here, a little bit of Canada, Maine, Boston. It's just been raining. All this rain and storms and things like that. You know, I got some family out there in this part of the country. You know, I just pray they're doing all right. It's all these storms. Even if you come over here to inland more towards, what are these states? Kansas, Texas. You know, it's just a whole bunch of more storms, you know. I pray they're safe out there too. As we continue on, we look at the current temperatures. As you can see in Fresno, it's 89. Like I was saying, it's so hot. Like I've just been sweating. Oakhurst, 83, Shaver Lake, 73. So, you know, it's just been on the rise. Like I don't know what's been going on lately. Is it maybe it's summer coming up? You know, as we move on to tonight's temperatures, Fresno be 58, Madero be 52. That's still kind of relatively hot. You know what I mean? Like it's not like it gets any colder or anything. So air quality, don't worry about that. It's just moderate. You know, good. Y'all be all right. As you look at our forecast, just hot. Everything's just hot the rest of the week. And that's your forecast on the cast, well, focus on the forecast. And I'm Jakeem, back to you.
Thanks for that forecast, Keem. Nothing short of entertaining, let me tell you. April is Autism Awareness Month. Star Elementary School in Fresno is a place where students and teachers are working together to help better understand the spectrum and the needs of families with autism. I got a chance to see what students and teachers are doing to help spread awareness. Whether it's swinging on the playground or crawling to get to the slide first, Star Elementary finds time for everyone.
Even yesterday, I was talking to the kindergarten teacher, and one of our students, sometimes when he's upset, screams, and it's startling. And so she had asked her students separately, you know, how do you guys feel when he has outbursts like that? And one of her students answered, oh, he has autism. So, you know, sometimes that happens, and they're fully aware, and they know that everyone is same and different.
Here at Star Elementary School, students and teachers shed light on the month of April, which just so happens to be Autism Awareness Month. And this school has a special program that takes GE students and students with autism and connects one another to show them just what autism is actually about. Puzzle pieces made by students and teachers connect with one another throughout the hallways to show that everyone fits together.
This, I meet and greet kids in the morning, sort of take their temperature. We use the 5-point scale, which I have on my badge here. So we use that and meet and greet and sort of see how the kids feel for the day, and it gives me an idea of how they'll progress through their day in the classroom.
Teachers aren't the only ones spreading awareness. Even students help create a better understanding.
I enjoy it because I get to do these types of things where I get to read about autism, and it's really important that people understand it because we go to school with them and we're all just different, but we're the same. Like, we may do things different, and I think that's important for the students here and teachers and stuff to understand that too.
Star Elementary School continues to spread awareness outside of the month of April on the idea that it's okay to be different, helping students fit together piece by piece. Let me tell you, it was really cool to actually sit in the classroom and listen to students actually teaching other students about autism.
Yeah, I just really like that concept of just keeping kids around the same age together. That way, you know, they see no difference. It's just a kid like them, you know? Spring is in full bloom, and so is Jennifer Tweedy's floral design class here at Fresno State. Students like Natalia Bennick are making floral arrangements, even corsages and boutonnieres just in time for prom season. Thank you for being here, Natalia.
Hi, thanks for having me.
So can you tell me how you got interested in a floral design class?
Yeah, so I was a plant science major at the time. Now I'm biochemistry, but I still have a passion for flowers and plants. And Marlene at the plant science office recommended that I take this elective, and I've just been having fun ever since.
Yeah, so can you explain to me a little bit about the boutonnieres here? I see that.
Yes, so here we have a boutonniere that I've made and a corsage. So these are just a couple of the pieces that we've been making in the class. We've also made things like face arrangements, different arrangements for different holidays.
Okay, so you guys don't sell them, I'm aware of that, but just how does it make you feel knowing like you're able to create these? I know like prom's coming up and that kind of thing, so.
Yeah, it's definitely, it's just really fun, you know, being able to have those skills to be able to, you know, benefit your friends and family. So, you know, I've had a couple people say, hey, you know, I've seen the stuff that you've posted on your Instagram and stuff like that. Can you make me a corsage or a boutonniere? And so I've been able to do that, and it's fun to be able to put a smile on someone's face through making these.
All right, awesome. Well, thank you for being here and
Thank
sharing
you.
that with us. We've been talking with floral design student Natalia Velick. A career in either music or sports can be hard.
But not impossible. Jakeem Fed shows us how one Fresno State football player is doing both, making something fresh.
Music, football. It's hard just to handle one, but for Anthony Grayson, both is normal. Known as Kenny LaFox, Grayson not only plays football, but also produces music.
Kind of time consuming on both ends. As far as football, you got to schedule time when you got to be there, and schedule time for, like, you know, doing homework. And whenever I have free time in that, I constantly go back to music.
I think it's amazing because we juggle a lot already. Conditioning, workouts, games.
Grayson learned how to do everything from a teammate in high school, which was also his source of inspiration.
So I was kind of look over his shoulder and try to see what he would do, and he actually started showing me how to like work my way through music.
Right here in the studio is where all the magic is made. All the beats come right from scratch.
I want to say the start of last year was pretty much a big year for me because that's when I actually started selling my first couple beats.
Grayson bought all his equipment after selling his first beat. He will continue to make music in his free time and after college.
My goal is to, you know, get as much music out as possible, and you know, I'm satisfied in hearing other people.
If you want to hear more beats, you can find him on SoundCloud or follow his Instagram account at Anthony Grayson Jr. You know, I think it's just amazing what he does to juggle football, school, and music. I can barely just handle school and weather.
Yeah, I really liked his beats, though. Some of them were really good.
Yeah.
Coming up in sports, a 10-game win streak on the line. We take you to the softball diamond and show you how they did and how their next victory will be a huge milestone.
Plus, a look at vintage days and all the fun featured this year when Fresno State Focus returns.
I got the bulldog spirit up in my head.
Up in my head.
Up in my head.
I got that bulldog spirit. Up in my head. Up in my head to stay. I got that bulldog spirit. Deep in my heart. Deep in my heart. Deep in my heart. Got that bulldog spirit. Deep in my heart. Deep in my heart to stay. I got that bulldog spirit. Down in my toes. Down in my toes. Down in my toes. I got that bulldog spirit. Down in my toes. Hey. Down in my toes to stay. I got that bulldog spirit. Up in my head. Deep in my heart. Down in my toes. I got that bulldog spirit. All over me. All over me to stay. I got that bulldog spirit.
Deep in my heart.
Deep in my heart. Deep in my heart. I got that bulldog spirit.
Welcome back. I'm Bobby Fallett with your sports report. The Fresno State women's softball team put their 10-game winning streak on the line Friday against the San Diego State Aztecs. But in this one, it was all Aztecs early and throughout the game. The Dogs were only able to muster up 4 hits in the game. Fresno State's 10-game winning streak was the longest since a program record 23 games back in 2016. However, a huge milestone is coming up. The Dogs are just one win shy of recording their program's 37th consecutive season with at least 30 wins. The women's tennis team played their final home match of the season against the UNLV Rebels. The Dogs saw its 5-game match winning streak snapped on Saturday with a 5-2 defeat to UNLV. The loss was the Bulldogs' first to a conference opponent in Fresno since 2010. Fresno State will head to the Mountain West Championships in Boise, Idaho from April 26th to 29th as the number 2 seed. You can watch all the matches on the Mountain West Network. And the Diamond Dogs took on the CSUN Matadors last night at Pete Biden Field. The Bats were certainly working for the Dogs throughout the game as they would tally up 3 home runs to go along with their 12 hits. Second baseman Jeremiah Burks hit his 7th home run of the season and helped the Dogs win 8-2. After the game, Burks talked about what the team needs to do to be successful for the remainder of the season.
Just compete every day, whether it's in practice or whether it's just going about everyday life. Just compete until the end. That's it. I think if we do that, we have a good chance of playing a long time this year.
With the Dogs' win, they improved to 26-14 on the year. They host the Air Force Falcons in a key 3-game series starting Friday. First pitch on Friday will be at 6:05 p.m. The Fresno State equestrian team finished its season with a record of 6-14. They just returned from the NCEA National Championship. To talk about how the championships went is Hunt Seat rider Kylina Chalik. Kylina, thank you so much for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
So, how did the championships go? It was a long week.
It was a very long week. We had 4 events going. We didn't qualify for the national championship, but individual events did. Hunt seat side for flat and horsemanship advanced from to the quarterfinals, and unfortunately in the quarterfinals we both saw a loss.
And looking at all of the matches that you didn't go up against a team who was outside of the top 10.
Yeah.
How is it going against teams that are so tough?
It's difficult. It's really hard, especially on horses you don't know, especially you have limited time to get ready on the horse and compete against girls who have such a high level of competition. It's hard, but it was possible, and I mean, we tried our best.
And you are a senior.
I am.
The championships, the quarterfinals, it was your last time riding for Fresno State. Is it a bittersweet moment?
Definitely is, very bittersweet. Yeah.
And you're also from Calgary, Alberta, Canada.
Yes.
When you graduate, are you planning on going back to Canada, or planning on sticking around here in the Fresno area for a little while?
My plan is to go home, actually. Yeah, I have lots of horses back home that want to get back from riding.
Now, last question. You have horses in Canada, your horses. Is riding with those horses to the horses here at Fresno State a little bit different?
It's definitely different because the ones at home I've known for a very, very long time. So as soon as I get on, we click right away, and it's very easy. And here it's a little more difficult because I have to get on, kind of figure a few more things out, and then after a while we'll click. So.
Well, Kylina, thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thank you.
Best of luck to you after graduation and everything.
Thank you so much.
We've been speaking with senior Hunt seat rider Kylina Chalik. It's been a long time coming for women who want to work in the sports industry. Reporter Katie Gogo talked to 3 strong women who want to break the stereotype in a male-dominated industry and follow their dreams.
Fast fingers, typing to the tune of a vast stereotype. Meet Vanessa Romo, a student on her way to the big leagues, refusing to let the stigma of women in sports stop her from reaching home plate.
Never did I think that I would be a sports reporter, just because you don't see a whole lot of women doing sports reporting. And it has always been a dream to do sports reporting, but never did I think that I was able to. Fresno State is...
Romo's dream became reality. She now works for Fresno State Athletics and is the sports editor for the school's newspaper. Not only is Romo changing the game, but so is Betsy Laritzen, who works for Fresno State Athletics, and her goal to show her future daughters they can make it too.
I just hope that one day that I can look up and tell my daughters that, your mother achieved her dream of becoming a big-time producer and director for a sports organization, and that they can do anything they want to do.
No matter the obstacles, these women pushed through adversity and broke the stereotype. They always wanted to work in sports, so they did just that.
Sports Central, presented by Table Mountain Casino.
As reporter Julia Lopez made her way to the desk, she said she encountered some ridiculous questions about her credibility.
The things that comes to mind is, one of my friends saying, "Do you even know what the Oakland A's stand for?" And I'm like, come on, you would never ask a guy that, ever.
For a while, there has been controversy surrounding the idea of a woman working in sports. From pay differences to sexual harassment, the lack of respect for women increases. But these women decided to say no more.
Us as women need to band together and show everybody, including, other women, other men, and brothers and sisters and moms and dads out there showing like, hey, we are just a normal person talking about sports.
Break that stereotype, work through it, and keep going, and don't let anybody, bring you down.
These women are strong, these women are powerful, and no one can tell them otherwise. Katie Gogo, Fresno State Focus.
And now here's Matthew Broughton with your entertainment news.
Thanks, Bobby. I'm Matthew Broughton with your latest in entertainment. So viewers, what were you doing last weekend? A lot of people were here on campus for the annual Vintage Day celebration. The giant bulldog was blown up and welcoming people to the annual event. There was live music, food trucks, treats, games to play for only $1, and even blow-up bounce houses for the kids. On Saturday, there was a showing of the Disney movie Coco for families to come out and enjoy. Student Amber Hayter says she is glad she didn't miss out on the fun this year. The beer garden is always a hit. Inside there is even more games like cornhole and a life-size Jenga. If you missed it, don't worry. The 3-day event will be happening again next year. It's not very common for a 4th grader elementary school teacher to be an American Ninja Warrior. Local students at Sundale Elementary in Tulare, though, get to brag about it all the time. Brandon Dodson is a competitor. He played football in the University of Montana, and one night, after a long day in the classroom, he watched a show on TV and said, I can do that. He gave American Ninja Warrior a shot. It was a lot harder than he thought. He used it as an experience and as a life lesson for himself and for his students.
Everything that I've learned through Ninja Warrior, they get that each day. So they know, go for your dreams. They know sometimes in life, you're not going to accomplish your goals the first time around. You have to get right back out there. You may stumble, you may fall, but you need to pull your pants up and give it another go.
For most people, being any kind of warrior is clearly a dream, but in Fresno, you can now escape to your own virtual reality and dream a little bit. Immerse In is Fresno's first ever virtual reality arcade. Founder and co-partner Paul Seow says he's excited to bring something new to the Central Valley.
It's for a community to be able to experience something that is cutting edge, and it's something that I think is the future, either as an educational tool, entertainment, or even just a way to explore the world around you.
You can play with a partner or by yourself. Featured games are Batman Arkham, Google Earth VR, and Space Pirate Trainer. And that's your look on entertainment. Back to you, Deja and Jameson.
Do you feel like kicking back and listening to some jammin' music? Well, Tunes at Noon is the happiest place on campus every Wednesday. Fresno State University Student Union invites bands to perform for everyone's entertainment. It's a great way for bands like For the Record, who enjoy performing to get their name out there more for possible gigs.
It gives the campus a more lively feel instead of like just having the campus just being like quiet and dull while people are passing by. It gives them something to check out while they're waiting for their next class.
You can catch Tunes at Noon every Wednesday at the USU Pit here at Fresno State. Well, guys, it's our last show next week. It's been a long semester, but it went by pretty quick.
Definitely. It's been very rewarding, though. Definitely very rewarding for all of us.
Yeah, I see all of our hard work on both teams, so good job, everyone.
I'm excited to talk about the NFL draft next week.
Yeah, no, same.
Next week on Fresno State Focus, we're doing things a little bit differently for our last show of the semester.
If you love entertainment and sports, you'll be in for a treat.
We're kicking it back and letting loose, taking a different look at the world around us.
Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week.